Everyone, hey, my name is Jake Sheldon. I am here with Jonas Olson, the CEO of Pest Badger, a $10 million pest control company. Today, we are going to go into door knocking and specifically door knocking scripts and what that looks like. So without further ado, appreciate you jumping on, sharing this information with us here today.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you be here. It's been having a good time so far, so appreciate you guys inviting me over.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a great section here because we get this question all the time. Is door knocking?
Yeah,
and there's a lot of misconceptions around door knocking. There's a lot of good things we hear about door knocking, and we both do it, of course. But the question that
the bad things,
is, I would say the question we get most is, what do you even say? So what is what's an opening line for Jonas Olson?
Yeah, like maybe I'm just old school, but it's simple, right? Like every door can be a little bit different. Ones that work really, really easy, I would say, are you the homeowner? Like I have mentors that have used that on almost every single door. Yep. That's an easy one. The next easiest one, in my opinion, is if they have an animal, which typically it's a dog or a cat, doesn't matter, but usually it's the dogs barking the door, and they come out, there's this little tiny dog, and like, oh, thanks for not sticking the guard dog on me. Like immediately drops their walls, they start laughing, like, oh no, he's fine, or whatever, start talking about the dog. Yeah. Easy segue. And then from there, like find something that's relatable, right? So like you have 3 seconds, kind of like a headline in marketing, to get their attention, to get you onto the next thing you're going to say, right? So the next step in the pitch. So the first part of the step, or the first part of the pitch, is like your icebreaker, is what we call them. So like, what's something that you can relate very, very well to that customer with? So I'm looking so in between doors, like kind of jumping all over the place here, but in between doors, you're not busy looking at your phone. You're scoping out the neighborhood. You're looking at the houses. You're looking at people's backyards. Do they have kids? Do they not have kids? Do you see issues? Right? Are you getting stung by wasps? You're walking by whatever that thing is. Do you see wasp nests on the edge of their houses? All things like that you're looking for, right? Mm-hmm. So, but go back to the question. It's like the very first thing you say is I try to connect with the homeowner as fast as possible. How do we do that? So, like, is there a flag hanging? Well, that could be NFL team, could be NBA, whatever that thing may be. Yeah. College team, right? Is there a truck park? Is it backed in? Like, these are things I'm looking for, like the profile of the person I'm looking for. If that truck's backed in, like super nice and neat, like I know what kind of profile it is, going to be a pretty good sale. Yeah. Also, like I said, is there a boat in the yard? He walks outside, is he wearing nice shoes? Something I can talk about. You know, is it a college football team that he has like in the ground? Anything like that that's relatable that I can talk to him to get him to drop those rolls right away. Yep. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep. Is like my number one goal is like get 3 more seconds with him to tell, like, I'm getting to know who he is, and that's what the intro is about.
Because people's guards are up, right? Yeah. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, so they call it an RDR. So think of it's a reactionary defense response. So think of like if you're walking into a grocery store or going to look for new shoes, sales guys walked up to you and say, hey man, can I help you find something? What's 99% of people say?
No, I'm okay.
No, I'm okay. At the end of the day, I'm not like that because I just know like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I don't want to be in here very long. Like, let me find this thing, help me find this thing, and I'm gonna get out. Most people though are like, no, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you right now. Yep. So just a reactionary defense response, right? It's the same thing on the doors. They don't know why you're there. They're not even listening to you. Like all these things, your thoughts are going through their head. Like all they do is want you out of their space, right? Mm-hmm. So getting them to drop their walls is the first thing they want to do. And like I said, that can never be about you. So if you walk up to the door, again, my personal opinion, and you say, oh, it's really hot out here, they're gonna be like, who gives a shit? Get out of here. Right? So it always has to be about the customer. And it shows them that you took the time to find something unique about them, right? That you can talk about. Maybe they have a nice garden. Maybe they have a really nice old car that they cherish. Maybe they have a really nice lawn, right? Something that's unique to them that you can talk about to give you 3 more seconds so you can transition into who you are.
I love that. So while you're walking to that door, you're automatically already looking for something you can relate to that customer, bring down that wall.
Exactly.
What is that? Give me like an example of what that even looks like, because I'm sure that's the next question people are going to ask.
For sure. Like it's simple. Like if someone has a really nice car, maybe it's not even like a brand new car, but maybe it's like just a nice older car that they kept very clean. Maybe it's like, again, I'm just Buick Sabre, but it's super nice. Or like early 2000s, like, oh man, that's a really, I can see a car that nice in a really long time. You know, they probably like, that's their profile. Like they're probably like, oh, we're probably gonna have lots of questions. They probably took really good care of their stuff, right? But I just know that that's what's gonna walk out the door, so I can profile them without profiling them really quick. So something like someone that takes care of their green grass, like takes care of their grass. Funny one is like they open the door, like, oh, is Tiger Woods here? And they're like, what? Like, oh yeah, the grass is your lawn is so nice. I figured Tiger Woods playing out back, and they kind of laugh.
Yeah,
right?
That's good.
Or like if it's a bull that comes outside, when I say bull, it's like, think of like jacked up trucks, bunch of toys, business owner, really going to be short with you, to the point, very direct. These people, like the one that I love too is like, they'll come out like, what do you want? I'm like, man, you have such a nice lawn. Like, what do you want? I'm like, yeah, I was just walking past your neighbors and they have a ton of crabgrass that's creeping into your lawn. And then they're not pissed at me anymore. Now they're pissed off the neighbor's shitty lawn and they're pissed off about him. So I like came at him at an angle and he's all mad about him. And then that gives me 3 more seconds. Like I resonate with him. Yeah. Right. So, and then he start, complaining about his neighbor. Then it gives me 3 more seconds, 5 more seconds to start talking about him. We can relate to something now. Start talking about his lawn. It gives me another way to segue into what I'm trying to do, which is tell him who I am.
I love that. So you're talking to this customer. Now, actually, one thing that I almost forgot to mention is, are you standing right at the door when you're knocking? Are you
Sure.
turned, or what's that look like?
Yeah. So, we got to remember, like I started knocking doors in COVID. I didn't come from the door knocking world. I'm not from Utah. This is new to me, right?
Right.
So COVID, it taught me this at an early lesson. Like I go knock on the door. The first thing I would do is step 6 to 8 feet back. And so people would just naturally come outside. And then what I realized also, the people that wouldn't come outside is if I backed up a little bit further, they would just naturally follow me. Yeah. And they would just come outside. Also, I stand at a 45-degree angle. So that way when they, let's just say it is a single female or a female that's at home and her husband's not home, that they don't feel trapped, right? So they can still see their front lawn. They don't feel like they're backing into a corner. They feel safe. So I step 6 to 8 feet back, 45-degree angle. I'm looking down on my iPad typically, staying busy there, or look at the house, and I can hear them coming out. They say something to me, and once they say something to me is when I look up and I greet them back. Hey guys, real quick, if you guys are really looking to grow your pest control company, check out what we do at pestcontrolmillionaires.com.
Yeah, because it's, just so you guys know why he does that, is if you go knock on the door and you're standing straight at the door,
it's just very confrontational.
It's very confrontational. And if you're looking, not at your phone or iPad or whatever it may be, if you're looking right at the door, the homeowner's always going to look out first to make sure who it is.
And there's cameras everywhere these days, you know. So if you're over there screwing off, looking inside their windows or whatever it may be, like some people, like you go knock on their door and maybe it was kind of open a little bit and it slides open, like there's just a bunch of weird scenarios that can happen. Been through a lot of them, but yeah, just knock on the door, taking those few steps back, never squaring up, because like even if a guy comes out and you're squared up, like it's just confrontational. Stand off to the side, 45-degree angle, and do your icebreaker and then just kind of move on from there. Yep.
Okay. So now we're past the icebreaker stage. What does the next stage of getting those extra 3 seconds, 4 seconds, going through the pitch? What does that look like?
Yeah. So that step 1 is just, like I said, that's your smoke, or your step number 2, I should say, is your introduction. So step 2 is introduction. It's like, okay, now I get to tell him, I told him who he was. I get to know who he was. Now I get to tell him who I am. So again, I always say first name, last name, and the role of the company and the company name. And the reason I want to do first name and last name is because there's zero ambiguity. Like he knows exactly who you are. Again, my name is probably not the greatest one to use, but let's just say your name is Bob Smith. there's a million Bob Smiths out there, but like just say, oh, my name's Bob, right? Oh, that's just very like, I don't know why this guy's not telling me, like, why not being truthful. But if you say, hey, my name is Bob Smith, I'm the marketing manager with XYZ Pest Control. Like now there's like zero ambiguity. He sees your shirt, he knows your name. Maybe you're wearing a name tag with your name on it. He sees all this stuff. He's like, okay, this guy is not lying to me. I know exactly who he is. I know exactly what his role is in the company. And I know which company he's with. And like, oh yeah, maybe I've seen those trucks before. So that's definitely step number 2.
Yep. It's actually psychologically, you're building trust too.
For sure.
The openness of saying, hey, my name's Jake Sheldon with XYZ Pest Control. Yeah. So no, that's good. Now, what's stage number 3 after that intro look like?
Yeah, it's just justification, right? So justification is like why you belong in the area or why you're there to begin with. And so to make this simple is just like, maybe you're just servicing your customer's house. And go with Betty Jones, right? You just got done servicing her property. These are the issues that she was having with, and this is how you got rid of her issues. So you're going to walk to that. Let's just say you're cloverleafing. You're new at this, but you have a little bit more time than you do money. You're trying to fill up a route, and so you're just doing it by yourself. So you're going to talk to the neighbor. What I would do first is I would ask my current customer if she knows any of the neighbors. Depending on how long you've been doing her service, she'll probably tell you, because you probably know these customers by name at this point, And so you just say, hey, do you have any neighbors that you think would use my service? And like, oh yeah, this is this person. Like I've literally had that customer walk me to the neighbor's house and help me sell them.
Right.
So just don't be afraid to ask. So ask customers names and go from there. So let's just say, yeah, Mark next door, Mark, blah, 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 right? So he's like, hey, are you Mark? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm just coming from, Betty Smith's house next door. This is the issues that she was having. This is how I got rid of them because my trucks are in the area. This is a true story. Like, it does save you time. It does save you gas. It does, does save you overhead. And not just one time for that service. It's like if you're doing monthly or bi-monthly or quarterly, it saves you drive time on every single service. And that's just where we make our money in this industry is in window time. Like the more dense our routes are, the better. So
are you telling them that?
Yeah, I'm just going to tell them that. Like this is what I'm doing for her. It's how I solved her problem. Because I'm right here, I can just do your service while I'm here. And I just, soft pitch them, a price.
Yep. Goes back into kind of the pillars of the offer that we were talking about before.
Right.
It's same thing.
It's the same structure, right? Yep. But now, like we were talking about like ads and marketing online. Now this is just more like offline marketing, print marketing. It's the same concept. Like your opener is just your headline.
Right.
So what is it? You got 3 seconds to come up with a good headline. To get to the next part of the print ad, or in this case, the pitch. Yep.
Building that trust, bringing down their guard, telling them why you're there, and then the social proof, just like we talked about in the marketing. You're building the social proof from the neighbor. Now, what's the next step after that? So you.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just coming from their house. I go to solve this issue, and then I'm just going to give them a price.
Or the offer, right?
Or the offer, however you want to say it. This is what we're doing for the neighbor. Well, let's just say, again, fictitious numbers. Let's say your normal quarterly price is $200, and you want to do that his service for $150. You discount that service a little bit, or maybe he has a company. We can get to that later on. Let's just say this example, he doesn't have a company, but you're going to take $50 off. To go do that first service, and you guys would be like, well, I thought you don't like discounting services. And I was like, well, my customer acquisition cost at this point is not going to be the same as it is on online marketing. It's going to be a lot higher at this point if you're doing it by yourself on the doors, right? So now I'm like, okay, so for $50, I can make $800 real quick. Would I do that? Oh, for sure. Of course, yeah. Or you just say, hey, I'll do your first service for $1 as long as you give me your 5-star review, whatever that may look like. Depends where you're at in business. So that's what I would do. Just give them a price, and then just, if he likes it, that's cool. If not, that's cool. And that's really what I'll say. I'm like, hey, don't worry. Like I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not a sales guy because I'm just doing technician work, right? Let me show you what I'm doing for Sally Smith. If it works for you, that's cool. And if not, that's cool too. There's no pressure. And they're like, okay, cool. And they're just willing to listen to you,
Yep. Now, while you're showing him the offer, the price, are you using any visuals?
Of course. Yeah. So like, I'm not a huge fan of having an iPad, so I usually have my phone in my pocket, and I'll show him visuals. And I'll be like, here, come check this out real quick, and I'll just start walking around his house, and I'll start pointing things out. Not that you want to make him feel bad, but like this is, everyone else is having this issue. Of course you are too. Like we take care of hundreds of homes, or let's just say 10 homes in this area, and they all have the same issue. This is what they're dealing with. I'll come show you what, issues that you're having, how I can treat them, and see what works for you. And that's literally what to say, come check this out. And we'll just do a walk around, and the whole time I'm going to show them visuals of different things. Like it could be, the price sheet, which people like, as long as they see something, they believe it more. So if you show them the price sheet, so let's just say you walked into McDonald's, right, and you ordered a number 6, but there's no price tag. You'd be like, what the heck?
Like, what's going on?
What's going on? So having a price sheet as a menu, a guide for them to follow, like, okay, so your house is this many square feet, or your lot's this many square feet. Your lawn's going to be this for pest control, or for fertilization weed control or mosquito control. This is your house is going to be for mosquito bait boxes, whatever. Having that price sheet in front of them, showing them, and then show them not only walking them through the type of service that you do, whether you're treating with granular fur or liquid fur or weed control, whatever, like walk them through the process of what that looks like in visuals, what it's going to look like when they show up. Maybe you're going over some reviews that, like all the other people in the neighborhood have been leaving 5-star reviews. So that's why everyone's switching over to you. All things like that will help him gain your trust and hopefully sign up with you.
Yeah, it's really big. And then another thing, while you're going through all that, you can't just go straight to punching their info in, right? Like, what does kind of the closing look like? Are you saying, oh, can I please have your business? Or
yeah,
how does that work for you?
That's a great question. I like to keep it simple. Like, I'm not hard closing anyone. Yeah. Like, that's just not how I operate. Mm-hmm. But one of my favorite closing is just give us a shot.
Love that.
I mean, it works every single time. Like, we just give it a shot. We're just a small company, just give it a shot. Like, yeah, you know what? I will give you guys a shot. Yeah. Or it's a simple option closes, right? Would you like to use ACH or debit? But if you do choose debit, just know we're going to charge you an extra $7 because we get really hard with that interest. And yeah, I'll do ACH. That's what everyone else does too. Mm-hmm. So I give them the options, but I push them towards the option that I want. Yep. Same thing. Another one could be would you like my lawn care technician to start in the back of the yard or the front of the yard? Would you for pest go, do you want to pop that garage and let's treat the inside of the garage first? Or just start or just do the exterior. Either way, it doesn't matter which they choose. We're still coming to do the service. Yeah. So those are just some simple things that you can do to close. It's not hard. And
hope you guys were listening to that.
I heard
that's funny.
There's a funny quote that says, I think it's a scared salesman has skinny kids, something like that. So you just always have to be a little bit saying you have to have. Maybe I butchered that a little bit, but it's something.
I knew what you meant.
It's something like that, where it's just saying if you're scared to close, you're never going to get sales and you're never going to have money to feed your kids. And it's difficult at first, right? It's not even really difficult. It's just overcoming your own fear. Yeah. Because you think, why would anyone go spend $200 for pest control in this example? Well, $200 to maybe if you're just starting out seems like a lot of money. But $200 to the place that you should be knocking on is like a drop in the bucket. They don't really care.
They don't care about the $200.
Yeah, they don't care about the $200. And so it's the way you think about things. Again, just asking, because again, I tell my guys this all the time too. There's so many companies out there that aren't reputable, that aren't licensed, that are doing a crappy job, that are stealing Sally Smith's money without doing anything. I've seen it, I've heard it a million times. I tell my guys, we're saving these customers from those companies. Yep. So that's just how this is how I word things to my guys, and we're constantly training on these things. But yeah, that's just the majority of what a door-to-door pitch looks like right there.
Yep, I love that. Now, one thing that I did want to get kind of your feedback on that is a lot of these newer guys, or maybe someone who hasn't ever done door-to-door, so they're new door-to-door. It's not so much just the pitch, it's just the mentality going into it, just like you had mentioned.
It's 90% mental. Yep. Right, and 10% of what you actually say. Yep. So if you're confident and you're standing confident and you look like you've done this before, everyone wants to buy from the best sales guy. Honestly, yep. They love to buy, but they hate to be sold. Yep. So as long as you give them reasons to not say no, you're all right.
And what are some things that you're doing, even you and your team, to separate yourself from all the other door knockers? Because and most people watching this, there's a lot of door knockers in their areas.
For sure.
What are you guys doing to stand out competitively?
I mean, literally we hire everyone local. Like we hire all local guys. We don't bring in teams. We train them out here. They're born and raised here. If we start a new branch, literally we find people that live there. We don't relocate anyone. We find partners. We usually move into areas where the partners have lived previous. Like we just opened up in Minnesota. That's why. Same thing with Grand Rapids. That's why they're originally from there. So it makes it a lot more easier for hiring their technicians, their sales guys, and they can just say, yeah, I actually grew up right here in Grand Rapids, whatever town, and I went to Franklin High School, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's way different than talking from guys that don't know the area, don't know anything about being there. They've flown in for the summer. Like, and not that those guys are bad or anything, by any means, they're great at what they do. But what I'm saying is just like that's how we stand out amongst the crowd. Yeah. And of course we're pink. Everyone like who's intimidated who's intimidated by a guy walking up in pink? Nobody. So just there's different things that we do, and then there's so much more to unpack there because we're doing a lot of things like online marketing, print marketing, and then we're following up with the sales guys. Like there's just a lot of things that they've seen us multiple times before we've actually getting there.
Yep. Which we'll go deeper into later. That you're priming your door knocking audience, if you will, before you even get to the door. You're hitting with them with so many pieces of marketing before your guys are even out there knocking on the door. So,
and then like I said, we're just solving their problem. We're going to show them how, right? So they usually have a problem, then we have a feature, and then there's a benefit. So people usually buy off what's in it for them. So let's just say they're having I'm going to go with the lawn care example. Let's just say they're having a problem with dandelions. You know, they bought some stuff. They're just spot trained, and they're walking across the lawn. It takes them a week to do this thing, right?
Yep.
Again, this is a fictitious example. But let's just say this is the example we're going with. Or they're having, let's just say they have bad clover that they can't get rid of, and they tried everything under the sun. A lawn care example. Okay, well, the feature is this is how we're going to take care of it. These are products that we use. It's going to take us a couple applications, but after 2 or 3 applications, it'll all be under control. The benefit to that customer now is that now you don't have to spend every weekend chasing these weeds around. You don't have to have a crappy lawn. Within 2 to 3, you can just take your time back and you spend all this money on product. You're a pretty smart guy. Like you see the value here, and in 2 or 3 applications, we got it all cleared up. And now the benefit to them is they don't have to worry about it. It's all taken care of. They don't have to spend their time going to the home and garden store on the weekends trying to get more product and spend more money. That's just not working. So I always got to tie back to the benefit of the customer and why they should buy.
Yep. One thing I want to add to making yourself stick out, local is huge. Yeah. When I heard that from you about 1.5 years ago, we started really pushing for local guys. One thing I will say to add on that is we started to have our door knockers dress up in technician outfits. Yeah. We even gave them little flashlights up on their
belt.
I've
seen guys even wearing like glasses too. They call themselves the bug guy and act nerdy. I've seen it all.
Yep.
Works really good. Yep. Like you see like solar guys that wear like construction outfits. Yeah, it works.
Yep, it works. We started not all of us, but there's a few of our guys that will bring even like coffee mugs to make it look like they're just hanging out, chilling in the neighborhood. Yeah. Just something that differentiate yourself from all the other guys.
I've actually had guys that go get like the things of coffee from like Starbucks and will like pour coffee for people at the door.
That's awesome.
What I will say though too is like if you're out there and you're knocking on doors, just be intentional. Because if you're just walking around and say you're holding that coffee cup, like you're gonna look weird and you're gonna be out of place and you're gonna get the cops called in there.
Yep.
So if you're just standing around doing nothing, that's usually when the cops get called. Yep. But if you're intentional and you stay busy and you move from house to house to house, like trying to network, it's way different. So just be very intentional out there. If you're gonna be out there anyway. Yep. I guess is my point. Yep. So if you're gonna be out there for 6 to 8 hours a day, use your time wisely. Yep. Don't just stand around and do nothing and then wonder why you didn't get any sales that day.
Right.
The hardest door to open is your own car door. Then once you get and you go knock on the first door, it gets easier from there.
Yep.
And I'm telling you from experience, like I've done this a lot. And that wasn't the greatest. I didn't have anyone training me as a YouTube university in this, so I get it. But if you have a reason to why, like big enough reason to why, but it's super cliche, like my back was against the wall, I had to go do something, so I had to make this work. Yep. That's when you get good at it. So if you go all in on this one thing, whether you're a rep or a technician, it doesn't matter. Like go all in. You're out there anyway. Make the most of your time. Make the most money while you can.
Yeah.
And
That's really good.
get really good at your craft.
Yep. Yeah, because a lot of people will get really, really good at teching, right? They'll learn everything there is to know about teching, but they're not treating everything else in their business as important as they did as a technician.
Right. And I come from the sales world.
Yeah.
So sales always comes first here. And this is going to be a debate. It's sales or service, but we're not growing without the sales team, without the service team. Well, you're not going to get these jobs done without us. And I get that, but we're literally not going to have anything without the sales team. So,
yep. Wow. That's really good. We're going to go more into the door-to-door side of things here in some later videos here, but wanted to go over what that script looks like, mentality. He went over even some of the little things that you can do to break down the barriers when knocking. One last thing I want to mention, guys, is just believe in yourself that you can do this, because it can literally transform not only your business, but the rest of your life. You can put on a lot of accounts just by yourself. You can have a technician and you go out full time, 6 to 8 hours a day. I mean, we've both done it. I've put on 11 sales a day. I know you've done more than me. You beat me. I know he's done like 15 sales in just one day.
I've had guys crush mine, so.
Yeah. So guys, it can, like, if you learn this skill and you do it right, and you have the right mentality behind it, it can literally change your life.
Yeah.
No cliche.
I have a really cool story. I partnered with a guy in Iowa, super awesome dude, 100% technician, and nothing to do, like, everything that was told him, like, born, raised through, like, sales is the devil, right? And like, he just had to be around us long enough, and then like started to click, and then all of a sudden he's like, it's one account, and then he's like, oh, I can do this. And then it's 2 accounts, and it's 4 accounts. Now he's got a guy knocking with him, like, he's growing his company. It's really cool to see, and he has 0 sales skills, but he had the courage to learn.
Yep.
And that's all it took.
Yep. And another thing with that is once you learn it, you can teach someone else. So let's say you even learn just how to sell one a day. If you learned how to sell one a day and you taught 3 other people how to do that, now you have 3 guys going out there. 3 sales a day is 1,000 sales a year.
Yeah, if you just do 100, if you just work in the summer months, 300 sales.
Yeah, that's life changing for a lot of people, and you can scale that. So guys, just do not discount door knocking. I've met thousands of pest control owners, and a lot of them just don't even consider this as an option. Because you can do door knocking without being salesy or without growing a bad reputation.
For sure.
You can do it the right way. So,
Yeah,
and
that's what I would say too, is like, you, in a lot of the groups you see, like, people that refuse to do door knocking is because they've heard all the horror stories. They've had their customers door knock, and I get it. Like, it can give you, bad reputation. They've done wrong.
Yep.
But as long as you do it right and teach you guys the right way and how to sell, like, an actual
good service.
Like, it's way different.
No, great stuff. No, I appreciate that. We're going to go deeper into this, the door knocking side of things. Thank you for sharing that section, and we'll see you in the next section, guys.
See you.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I know that we really appreciate you guys taking the time with us here. If you guys have any questions, comments, make sure to throw them in the comment section below. And if you found this valuable, make sure to like and subscribe, and to share with your friends who maybe own a service business themselves. Again, our goal here is to provide as much value to you guys as possible. Also, if you guys are really looking to grow your business, make sure to check out our website at pestcontrolmillionaires.com. We'll have the link below in the bio, and we'll also have a free school group for you guys to check out. So, thanks for watching.